Hi, I'm JimmyNavio.
Oh, it has been a crazy ass week, guys. Sorry about not streaming yesterday. Sorry about being late to the podcast, but I am back. Hopefully, for the next few weeks, there's no more crazy interruptions. But it's been a wild one. We don't have any new guests today, but we have some returning guests. My co-host James is with us today, and our good old friend Meshyf. He's going to do a Sheefs beef for us, a live Sheefs beef. He's got some stuff to talk about. James has a little bit of an update on the whole Bless Online debacle, fiasco. I don't know what you want to call it. So I'm going to bring them on right now. It's the old OG crew. Maybe we'll pull someone from the audience just for fun later. I don't know. It's probably not going to be a long one tonight. I literally just got back into town and shoved a burrito in my mouth right before we started. So a little less prepared today, but hopefully we got a few exciting things to talk about. Number one most exciting thing to talk about is this right here. You got one more week to sign the fuck up and tell all your friends. So, in North Korea facilitating some treaty or something. All right, so let's bring on our guests. I'm going to unmute them real quick and switch views, and we're going to have a little fun. Hello.
Hi.
Hey. Oh, I got to do this. Whoop. Ah, there we go. Now they can see you. Meshyf. And James, 28. So... James was like, yeah, we could talk about Bless. And I was like, why? What's wrong with Bless? Apparently, many promises were made and few promises were delivered. So, James, why don't you give us your experience while I fix Meshyf's crop real quick?
I was going to say.
All right, well, but last podcast was when KittyCast was talking about Bless, and I was like, okay, sounds pretty interesting. I've been looking for a new game to grab my attention for a bit, and then just 2 days ago, I was on Twitch when a lot of these larger streamers started playing Bless, and I was like, okay, there's a lot of big eyes on it. This looks like it's gonna have a large audience. I'll give it a try. So I spend my 40, I think it was 40. So I spend my $40 for the standard edition because it's not. They said it's not pay to win. You just one-time fee and you get it and you play. So I play it. I put in 10 hours over the weekend and I had some fun. It wasn't bad. I liked some of the mechanics. But going in blind, I guess, helped me to like it because apparently had I looked in for stuff and got some outside information, I would have known that there were a lot of features that were hidden / removed. For instance, in just 2 days, I almost hit the level cap of 45. When I refunded the game, I was already level 39. And apparently...
Refunded? Does that mean you bought it twice because you liked it so much, or...?
Oh, no. I put in my 10 hours, and since I was on the fence and I was like, this was when I learned about all the debacle and everything, was when I refunded it. Pretty much all of the late game content was non-existent. Like all the PvP, all the leader ranking, all the arena, that didn't exist. Raids didn't exist. So I was like, well, if that's not there and that's really what I was going to play for, what was the point? Because Steam decided if you purchased Bless Online, any of the editions, we will refund it for you. No matter what, no matter how much time you put in.
Wow. So was that content in the Japanese version? Like, did they pull content out, or was it stuff that's been promised for a while and never delivered, or what?
That is what everyone was saying, that all the previous content, because a lot of people knew like this isn't a brand new MMO. It's already been in Japan and Russia for like a while now. All that content was there and it was pulled back in this version that we got.
Maybe to get you to buy the expansion or unlock it.
That's the main rumor right now, Meshyf.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask. I'm legitimately interested. I'm gonna have to ask.
Get KittyCast in here.
Yeah, we gotta get a KittyCast reprieve. Maybe I can talk to him. He can come on next week and kind of talk about it. I don't know if he'll be honest and talk shit because technically he's like a North American representative for the game.
Yeah.
So
the video I put in your public chat was of an emissary for Bless, which means he's a representative for the game, who was crying over it because
like literally crying.
Literally crying. He did like a really unhealthy amount of time, like sitting down and playing it, like super unhealthy, like 20 plus hours straight.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
And it's like I put a little context. So it was after the first people reached max level and realized dozens of key endgame features that were available in other regions, like Japan, have been removed from the Western release to make for new content later on. Those issues, combined with laggy, inconsistent servers that needed to be restarted multiple times on the first day, and other major issues like promised changes that never happened, led ultimately to mass refunds and tremendously bad Steam reviews. And the dude that I put the video of is a Strange Religion, who was on the hype for the game, and yeah, he was crying in his video. It was actually like really sad.
Wow.
He's like really upset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to watch that yet. I'll watch it here in just a sec, but I was gonna pull up the James, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm trying to like mute my mic when I'm done talking so you don't hear that.
No, I was saying what the fuck.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Well, thanks, man.
Huh.
Sub into your own podcast. Let me. I'm gonna pull up the page for Bless Online so we can look at it again. Oops, it's not Bless Online's. That's. Let's go to our media view here because I want to. Oh, that's not.
Well, this is like a long. This is a lot of crying.
Let me.
Yeah, it was quite a lot when I saw it. I was
It's
like,
pretty bad.
Let me go down here and look at these reviews. Yeah, everyone was super stoked for this shit.
It could have been the future.
yeah, that was a big like opinion people were saying was like, because that dude in particular was saying like how from the content from like level 35 to like onwards felt like Stranglethorn Vale. Like he had that much like feeling that it was so similar back to WoW, and he loved it because it was like heavily PvP or something.
Yeah.
Just didn't turn out as it was supposed to.
Yeah, that's one thing that KittyCast emphasized multiple times was the PvP. You know, he was saying how it's going to be like true PvP, that like you can do duels. Sorry, my cat is just fucking driving me. We were out of town for like 3 days and he's just like bitching at me.
Play with me, fuck.
But yeah, he specifically talked about all the different PvP modes, how you take your gear into PvP, all that stuff, and like, so they just didn't deliver on any of that, or what?
Yeah, they just didn't deliver on a lot. I know the thing I was hearing about the most was like the true PvP stuff. It was basically the PvP came down to tab to select an enemy and then just attack, because apparently only one class had the new features that all of them were supposed to have, and that angered a lot of people because only the Berserker had access to like the more like actual like dodgy combat where you're like dodging stuff and moving around, and the camera like followed more consistently and stuff like that.
Yeah. I gotta figure out.
So people are upset that an MMO is an MMO.
I would say it's that, and then just like all the stuff that was like promised and then didn't come. Because I think the emissaries, like that one dude, they were told like a lot of stuff like about what was gonna actually like be there, and then it just didn't happen.
What about you have some experience with the pet system, right?
I did. I liked it. I was excited for the pet system, but then it's like, what's the point of these pets if there's no endgame content to like use them in?
Yeah, that's true. Like, why grind out all this stuff when there's nothing to use it on?
Yeah, because when you first get introduced to the pet system, it's like, here's this item. See that rabbit? See that hamster thing? Use the item on it. And then it's like a short mini game where this bar pops up, and you have to like tap spacebar when it gets at the right point to tame it. So it gets harder depending on like the higher level like animals you're trying to tame. And it was just like, if you wanted to make a stronger animal, then you had to basically tame more of the same type and then sacrifice them into that one that you like wanted to be stronger. Just kind of morbid, because you're like sacrificing like hundreds of these hamsters into one hamster to get like the ultimate hamster.
It's the same mechanic as Pokemon Go.
Yeah, basically. But it was still fun to do, and it was cool to run around with like this pet that, because you were going back to the main starting area like pretty often, like for quests. So it was cool to go back with like this animal that I found in like the level 30 zone and come back and like see people like notice like this animal following me around, because you could tame like all these different types of animals.
Yeah. I like this right here. This review just says RIP Bless Online 2805 2018 to 3005 2018. Obviously using European dates, but it had a 2-day run according to this review.
Yeah, I quickly jumped on the Steam charts to see what it looked like, and it was like, and then it went back up a bit, but not as high as it was.
I had a friend that drove 2 hours home so that way he could be there for the release, and then he got home, loaded it up, and they're like, oh, LOL, launches tomorrow at 10. We can't handle the requests on the server.
Man, I was so fucking excited. I'm really disappointed. Like this is literally the first I'm hearing of all this because I've been so busy this week. Like James kind of filled me in on it before the stream started, but I really wanted to play an MMO, and I don't want to pay a monthly fee. So I was really hoping that this whole buy to play MMO, like I'm just gonna have to go play Guild Wars 2 or some shit. Like
Elder Scrolls Online.
Isn't that a monthly?
No, it's just one. No,
okay.
You have it. It was in one of the Humble bundles.
I guess I should try it.
And I already have it downloaded. I mean, it's okay. It's not wonderful. It's pretty.
I want. When's the last time there was like a revolutionary, just like breakthrough MMO? Like, why can't someone do something creative in that space?
It's just too expensive, Jimmy.
Come on, man.
It's like, if you have the money to do this, it's such a time sink, especially if it fails. Because just developing an MMO is too expensive. Because I know a lot of people are looking at the WoW Classic coming soon.
I mean, you can say that it's expensive, but look at the return on investment if it pays off.
If you do it right. Yeah, look at this. Bless Online's a perfect example of how they fucked up a couple things, and all the time and money they put into it is going to be wasted. Well, I mean, I guess if you're playing it not in the US, maybe you're still enjoying it, but
yeah, a lot of people are saying like that this like release shows how hungry the US is for a good new MMO.
Yeah,
because all these big streamers immediately jumped on it with the idea like this is going to be the next big one. Like I'm going all in, and then it crashed and burned so hard, which is why there's so much like controversy right now.
Yeah, everyone just went straight back to Fortnite.
Jesus, man. Yeah. So everyone's just gonna have to get VPNs to play good MMOs now, or what?
Dark Age of Camelot is still live. I mean, you can play that if you wanted to. That's a good MMO.
I'm finally at a stage in my life where I want to play one of these damn games, and no one can seem to make one. And it's just like, well, go play WoW. Like, I'm seriously probably considering playing vanilla WoW because I have a few friends who are like 100% gonna jump into that when it comes out. The classic WoW servers that they're gonna bring out.
Yeah, it's like as someone that never played WoW. It's
exactly.
Like I see classic WoW and I'm like, that's when I could get in.
Yeah, like I've never played WoW.
Great.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but
no worries.
But yeah, like that's probably. It's sad that the first MMO that I'm actually gonna get into and play legitimately is going to be the old, like, what? When did classic WoW come out?
Oh, 20 years ago almost.
Like 2002.
Yeah, and that's gonna be my game probably because nothing else seems to be able to fucking deliver. I had fun with Terra, but there was just too many little things about it that really irked me. I have a bunch of people in DLC that play Final Fantasy 14 too.
Yes, Luck Charm always talking about it,
but I don't know. I see parts of that game and it looks really fun, and I see other parts of that game and I'm like, this looks dumb as fuck. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get a lot of hate from my DLC crew, but there's just like certain things I'm like, this doesn't look fun to me at all.
Well, the scripted events aren't very good, and then it's just fetch quest 90% of the time with
Yeah.
Final Fantasy characters.
But how do you...
That's something I liked about Bless. There wasn't really like fetch quests. It was just go, kill stuff, and then just keep moving like along the map and do the story.
I'm just gonna have to go back to playing Moo Legacy. I actually really enjoyed that game. I think that's what it was called. Moo Legend. No, Moo Legacy, I think.
Because they actually did have a system in Bless that I liked. Because when you grinded the same group of enemies, it would pop up a quest specifically for killing that group of enemies. So once you killed them like 40 times, you just got a massive amount of XP and like some bonus items just for doing that. So the grind didn't feel awful.
This game right here, Gator Pete and I, one night, we installed this game because it was one of the ones we were considering to play as an MMO. It's called Moo Legend. And we played it. We ended up playing it for like, I think we were up till like 4 in the morning playing this game. It's like isometric, kind of top down. And that's one of the reasons I was excited about Bless is because like the aesthetics reminded me of Moo Legend.
Isn't Moo Legend the one that looks like Diablo 2?
Yeah, it's a very like top-down isometric RPG style. I'm trying to find like a trailer or something. I don't want to watch someone's garbage review. Wanted to see if I can find some gameplay. It's not on Steam, so it's a little harder to find content for it. Yeah, this is all just cinematic bullshit.
You mean that's not gameplay?
I wish the gameplay was like that. Like that, I would be excited for.
Moo Legend trailer. I should type in gameplay trailer. The fuck, man. Alright, we're gonna find a trailer for this. Gameplay trailer. Moo Legend gameplay video. This is Game Thailand. Sorry. So yeah, look, there you go. It's a very Diablo style, but it's an MMO. And it has a really like convenient teleport system. The leveling feels pretty good. It didn't feel too pay to win to me. It felt grindy, but I mean that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I don't know. I may just have to hit up Gator Pete and go back to playing Moo Legend because if Bless is gonna be a pile of shit. If you're disappointed in Bless, James, we should try Moo Legend sometime. We should both install.
Maybe I will.
Dude,
I don't know. I don't like top-down systems, but since I don't have any other MMO I'm playing, I could give it a shot.
we should. I think the largest party size is 5, and I think that's why it's 4 or 5. That's one of my other big beefs about MMOs. I want to be able to like just roll through the map with like 10, 20 people, but other than doing like instance maps and stuff, like
yeah, you're not really zerging a bunch of bunnies in the opening.
Yeah,
level 1 area.
I don't know, but it'd be fun though. Oh, download helper. Yeah,
and that when you brought up the teleport system, that did bring up a criticism I had about Bless. There's so much walking.
Oh, really?
It was
simulator.
Awful.
Yeah, no, Moo Legend
like here's what happened.
Okay.
It's like go to this quest 400 meters away. I'm like, okay, there's probably a quick way to get there. And it's like, no, you click auto run and it's gonna auto walk you all the way there. And then someone's like, use your mount, and it's like, I can't use my mount. He's out of energy, so I can't use it.
Wait, if your mount is out of energy, you just straight up can't use it?
Your mounts have stamina, and you can buy food to feed them to increase their stamina, but as you ride them, they lose stamina, and once it reaches 0, you can't use them.
Fun.
Okay.
And then like when I had to go a really long distance, you could pay money to use like a griffin or something to fly, but even then it was still like a minute to 2 minutes of downtime depending on if I needed to get like across the map. So what I would end up doing was like paid money to go to the next like main quest area, and then I'd walk away, go get water, come back, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm there.
Yes, one guy was saying to use the teleport system, it costs like real money.
Yeah, it costs. If you wanted to teleport to not the end game like raids, but some of the smaller instant stuff, you had to pay the premium currency to teleport straight there. Otherwise, you had to walk your character physically to the location on the map.
What the fuck, dude?
No,
Yeah.
thank you. Fuck that.
That is gnarly.
And then some of the lower level raid stuff, you could just solo it anyway, and then the gear wasn't that good anyway, so you just walked in, completed it, got the gear, and then moved on to the next one.
Yeah. So is a money. They basically made the U.S. version a giant ass fucking money grab, essentially. Is what it sounds like. Just money.
Yeah.
Rip all the content out. And real world money. Oh, your pet is out of energy. If you want to get there, you can pay some premium currency to teleport across the map. Like,
Bless online, more like mess online.
whoa.
Ooh.
Experience surreal gameplay. Try to travel across the U.S. in real time on a horse.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Real world travel simulator.
I would play that. Like, I'd be much more interested in that. You see some weird shit across the United States.
So, moving on to something else that I am actually still excited about, hopefully, is this game right here. It's called Moonlighter. You know me. This is right up my alley.
Let's see, is it a roguelike?
It's a top-down roguelike.
Oh, man, I can't imagine why you would.
Dungeon crawler and management?
Yeah, oh, yeah. So, it's got, like, hints of, what's that farming shit that everybody plays?
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, that one.
Farm Simulator.
It's got hints of Stardew Valley in it, but it's also
Harvest
like
Moon.
a dungeon crawler and stuff too. So a few of the big names have been streaming it, and I got a little excited about it. So I thought I would give it a quick mention. I have no idea. It just came out. I think was released within the last day or two. It has a real cute aesthetic. The inventory system seems very easy to use, which is appealing to me. The dungeons seem well designed. The bosses and puzzles and stuff seem pretty interesting. So it's got a little bit of everything in it. This one's not going to be a day one purchase for me like Wizard of Legend, but I'm probably going to keep an eye on it because a few people are streaming it and it looks really fun. It looks really interesting. Isn't this inspired by that one shop owning game?
Shopkeep.
Possibly. I honestly don't know too much about this. It was completely off my radar until I saw a few people streaming it, and I really liked the animation and some of the. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. The music seems all right. Wizard of Legend is probably for me the game that recently set the bar pretty high for roguelike music, in my opinion, because it's super easy to listen to, but it's also really good music. So, I don't know, but this looks pretty sweet. I might go for it. It's 20 though.
Oh no.
So if it were 10 or 15, I might just buy it right out. But I don't know. You gotta watch. See, Wizard was right there in that sweet spot for me.
$15.
15 is like, yeah, that's like 2 trips to Taco Bell. You know, that's 20. I feel like I could buy something with $20.
Like the game.
That $5, for whatever reason, does something to my brain, and I'm just like, I'll wait 2 months until it's 25% off. But it does look fun. It looks pretty cool. So that's one if any of you are interested in those types of games to take a gander at. What was that, Chad?
Off topic. I'm looking at your off topic. I'm looking at your Twitch news thing, and it looks like there is a ton of people joining that Gleam contest.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, we should plug that every once in a while. I need to get some other music playing. I plugged it at the beginning, but yeah, make sure everyone that you're typing giveaway command and go click that link. Follow me, follow James. Check out my Discord, check out his YouTube, and be entered to win. First prize is a $50 Amazon gift card. Second prize is a Steam gift card. Those are both $50. And third prize is a $10 or less Steam game of your choice. So it's a pretty big giveaway. There's $110 worth of prizes on the line. We're doing it to promote both of our channels and the podcast. Actually, like James is my trusty co-host, and I wanted to show him some love on his Twitch and his YouTube. He's starting to stream and create a little more content these days, and we wanted to make sure everyone knew what James is doing. So go give him a sub and check out his videos. They're pretty funny. No, they're not. It's all a money grab, I promise.
He's gonna make some burgers for you.
I remember I uploaded a video. It was 10 minutes and 7 seconds of silence in the dark, and I titled it, "This is purely for ad revenue. Don't watch it."
Did it work?
People still watched it.
Still better than Logan Paul.
Yeah. It's a refreshing break. What's that? Isn't there that what's that that song by the famous composer, and it's just like a few minutes of silence? I forget the name of it, but
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
But
yeah, me too. Sebastian Bach's What I Hear.
yeah. And speaking of games I haven't been disappointed in, Raft. You might remember,
dude, everyone's played that shit. I would like all the big streamers were playing that.
Yeah, you might have remembered we saw it on an earlier podcast where I said I can guess the tags: early access, survival, crafting, multiplayer.
Yeah.
And then we laughed at it. And then I got to playing it after seeing a different person play it on stream, and I was like, this actually looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So
it did look like fun from the streams I watched.
It's a lot of fun. Like, the concept seems so mundane and simple, but then you actually play with the mechanics, and then it's really engrossing, because it's like, to collect items, it's like a hook mini game. You're trying to like defend your raft because the shark keeps like biting pieces off of it. You're managing your like hunger and like your water because you're on a raft, like you don't have a lot of food, and there's like never any downtime because you're always basically dying.
Yeah. Like you're either having to eat or there's always something to do constantly.
Yeah, there's always something going wrong. Like as I was describing it to my friend Felicia, I saw I was starving, so I tried to catch a fish. I cooked the fish, and then as I fended off a shark, a seagull swooped down, took my fish away. So now I was starving, and then in that time I was also thirsty. At which point a second shark started attacking my raft.
See, okay, here's my idea. Here's my $1 million idea right now. You take some of the mechanics. So one of the things that everyone complained about with Sea of Thieves was the lack of mechanics in that game. So you take some of the best mechanics from Raft, you put them in Sea of Thieves, and you make it an MMO where you can have like 15 of your friends on a boat. So one dude's on shark duty, one dude's on, like, just combine Raft and Sea of Thieves and make it an MMO, and that shit would be the most amazing game in modern times. There you go. You're welcome.
It's funny you compared it to Sea of Thieves, because I was watching the NLSS earlier and they played it, and Northern Lion made that exact same comparison, and he was like, which I hate because I paid full price for Sea of Thieves.
Well,
and this has more mechanics than Sea of Thieves. Like Sea of Thieves, like if you like everyone I know that played it, like once they had the unique experiences of the whole sea part, and just like, okay, cool, we found this island with this thing, we got to kill the waves of zombies, now we unlock the magic cave that has a treasure in it. Oh, the treasure's on the boat, someone's attacking us because we got treasure on our boat. Like that, there's like a handful of experiences you can have, and that's it. Like, there's no end game, and people are saying, oh, it's like Minecraft, you have to create your own experiences. But it doesn't have nearly the amount of stuff or mechanics that Minecraft has. So once you have that set of experiences, like, what else is, you just keep doing the same thing over and over, essentially. So I would love to see Sea of Thieves with a lot more depth, a lot more mechanics. Like, just literally steal a bunch of the shit from Raft and put it in Sea of Thieves. And don't make it instant servers. Like, that's the other thing that bugged me about Sea of Thieves, is there's only like 3 or 4 other people or groups in the same server. Like, they're not true MMO servers. There's only a handful.
Yeah, it was only like 20 players like per server.
Right.
So
you were alone the whole time.
Yeah, like if they were grouped, it meant there were only 5 like big boats, and if they weren't grouped, it just meant everyone was like riding around on a sloop alone.
Yeah, and so the only way you ever really know where anyone is if one of those like instanced events with the big skull and the island with waves of monsters. And then what people do is they just wait for someone else to finish the event, and then they go steal all their shit off their boat. Like, I saw that happen over and over again. It's just like, okay, I don't need to buy this now because I saw all the content. Like,
yeah, that's what I saw that was funny, where it was like, as playing it, you were better off not doing like the island raid stuff,
right?
Because if you go on a boat with nothing on it, all you can do is gain.
Yep. Yeah, you just wait for someone else to do the content and steal their shit, and that's what a lot of people did. And like the only end game at this point is to be like on the leaderboard, is like there's like a level that you have as like a.
No one really cares about that shit.
Well, everyone tried to make a big deal about the first guy who got like the top pirate level or whatever, and it was just like,
yeah, like pirate legend.
But he just had a bunch of friends. Like they would just go in a server, farm the content, and then go to another server, farm the content. Like they basically just did what. Anytime you have a ladder, the same thing happens. Like if you go to the Diablo ladders, it's either bots or it's like the same 4 guys who all just like farm each other to the top of the rankings, and it's just like. Okay, cool, but I want to actually play the game. I don't really care about leaderboards. Like, give me more content, and they promise more content in Sea of Thieves. So that one's gonna be a wait and see for me. I really want them to add more mechanics and more instanced events and open up the servers a little bit. Like 20 people is not enough for it to feel like a real, like, sea swashbuckling. There need to be like cities full of people. I want Tortuga, man. I want to go to like. Just like show up on an island full of people drinking and dancing and partying and stuff.
At the very least, let actual piracy happen, because at most it's just PvP, and then your group just basically treasure hunting.
Yeah.
Or like attacking like NPCs and like stealing their stuff.
Yeah, maybe some more NPC stuff. I don't know. Yeah. I want to play it. It looks really fun. The mechanics look solid. The water physics look amazing.
I gotta say, I was watching a lot of people play it. Some people were getting seasickness because the waves get you like that. Like even me playing it, and like when the waves started getting rough, I was like, whew, I'm starting to feel kind of nauseated here, just because the camera's like panning the exact same way as it would on a boat.
Yeah.
And just because I'm so engrossed, it's not like I'm paying attention that I'm like sitting at my computer.
Mm-hmm. You know, it would be cool, but it would probably make it even worse. What you just explained would be Sea of Thieves VR. I wonder how many people would just throw up all over their computer. But I really like the. I don't know.
Fun. It's just lacking.
It's lacking, yeah.
It's fun. It's just not quite there. Oh, wait. Polygon says the funnest game they've ever played.
Whoa! Like, it looks beautiful. I like the aesthetic.
It is very pretty.
But that being said, like, there's been other pirate games. That's what always bugs me, is like someone comes out with another game in a genre. They do some things new, but it's like, you know what works. Like, what was the Assassin's Creed game with like the pirate, the one that was
Black something online.
Black Sails or something like that.
Now that was a good pirate MMO, and all it was just Pirates of the Caribbean as an MMO.
I had a ton of friends who played the shit out of that game and really enjoyed it.
It was fun. You could get on a boat with your friends and attack other people, and there were NPCs with loot.
Right.
It wasn't an MMO, but my favorite pirate game is Sid Meier's Pirates.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking game.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Some of it's forgivable, but like I feel like there's been enough pirate games to know what people want from a pirate game, and like it just needs more. So for now, it's dead. In other news, did you hear what Weezer finally did?
No.
Anyone follow Weezer?
Oh yeah, hold on. I got my Weezer.
I feel like I should know this name.
My Google alerts for Weezer is on. Hold on, let me go check it.
So there has been a concerted effort for a very long time now to get them to cover the song Africa by Toto.
Okay, I did hear about this.
And so what they did is, so here's the original tweet, I think. Oh, this is the one that he put out in response. But there's a Weezer Africa Twitter channel. It's been around for quite a while, and people, for whatever reason, they've been. I don't know the origin of it, but they've been. I think it was like a kid. It was like I think it says here. Let's see. A Cleveland 14-year-old named Mary sparked an unrelenting Twitter campaign and eventually got her wish. So this 14-year-old starts a Twitter account with the sole purpose of getting Weezer to cover the song Africa by Toto. Last week, Weezer released a cover of Rosanna, which is Toto's like second biggest hit. Rosanna, that one. And everyone was like, oh shit, they're trolling. And then this week they came out with Africa. And it's actually like a really, really good cover. And it's already on like local radio stations. I heard it on when I was in our hometown, Mr. Meshyf. It was on
I dare you to say the station name.
The home of the real Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
102.7?
So I won't play the whole thing, but it's actually a really good cover.
Nobody expects the copyright submission.
It's pretty good, but I think even I honestly personally like the other one better. I think Rosanna's a better song personally. I've never been a huge fan of Africa, so when they covered Rosanna, I was actually, plus their drummer like fucking kills it, because it's not like an easy drum beat to play. I understood
that Africa is a good song, but I've only ever heard it I've only ever heard it and been introduced to it because of memes.
Right, exactly. So it's cool that Weezer's giving it like they're respecting, you know, the original. They didn't meme on it too hard. They just did a really solid cover with their own touch on it. But Rosanna, this is the one I was even more excited about.
Nobody expects the
meme it all you want, but that's just good fucking music. And Weezer killed the covers, honestly. So I was pretty excited about it. I thought it was hilarious that they came out with Rosanna first. Like, no, and everyone was all disappointed. They're like, oh, man, they're not going to do it. And then, like, a couple days later, they came out with the the Africa cover. And it's already getting radio play. So I thought that was pretty funny. Little side note. I know we're talking about game shit, but that came up in my news feed, and I was excited about it. So in other news, I still haven't beat Wizard of Legend yet. I have not completed a run yet. I feel like a failure. I've been too busy. I'm gonna grind that out this week probably. I did put in some time off stream, but
I've almost bought it like 3 times. I have $14 in my Steam wallet, and I just can't pull the trigger.
Do it. It's so good. It's so replayable.
There's no online multiplayer.
There isn't.
I know.
It's quite a shame, actually.
So, actually, talking about all these games that have popped up lately, like on Steam and on Twitch and stuff, I did kind of want to like get your guys' opinion and chat too. What do you guys think about the power that these massive streamers have when it comes to, basically, I feel like these days now a streamer can pretty much, I'm going to switch views. A streamer can pretty much make or break any random fucking game, and they can control like the whole ecosystem. And I'm not sure how I feel about it, because like a few recent examples, like the one that stands out to me the most recently was the Home Flipper.
Yeah, the game where you flip houses.
House Flipper. That
How
one.
can you not see the appeal, Jimmy?
Come on, like some big ass streamers played that game, and yes, it was entertaining, and yes, it was fun. But then everyone, when they turn off their stream, those 10,000 or whatever fucking people that are watching that one streamer, they all go to the smaller channels and they start spamming, you should play House Flipper. It's just like, hey, you should check out this game, House Flipper. General Baru just played House Flipper. You should check it out. And it's just like, I mean, I guess it's good for the developers and everything, and it's promoting games that may not have otherwise gotten a lot of attention. But to me, it feels like, I don't know, a lot. Like Raft is a good example of one that probably is a good thing. Like 2 or 3 major, like Soda Poppin' played it. They were playing on NLSS. It got coverage, and from what James says, it's a fun, engaging game. I heard it's a little like it didn't take that long to beat. Did you beat it? Supposedly you can beat it.
I haven't.
Okay.
I get pretty good at these survival crafting games, but usually I hit a point where I'm like, well, this was fun, and then I never touch it.
Yeah.
But it's usually because like a lot of the fun I have in those games is the learning, and it's like I enjoy the journey of the game, learning like what everything does, what the new items you craft are, like what the all the stuff you discover. And then at some point, even if I'm not done with the game, I'm still like, well, that was fun and refreshing, and then I just never touch it.
Yeah, you get your fill, and you don't feel the need to grind it out anymore. I think that happens to me too. There's a point in the grind where I literally just like this happened with me. The worst culprit of this is The Sims, but it happens with most of these type of survival crafting games where it'll just click in my brain, and I'll say, my brain just tells me, hey, this is work. Like it stops being a game and it stops being fun and about discovery, and there's a point where it's like, this is work now. Like you've done, you know, all the mechanics, and now you just have to optimize them. You're officially working, and you're not playing a game anymore. Like all the Sims games, I get to a point where I'm like, why am I so concerned about this bitch going to work every day? This is now work, and I don't want to do it anymore, you know? Like, and and Questionable Ginger could be right. I'm probably playing those games wrong because I try and optimize the shit out of them to play them like optimally rather than just having fun. Eventually I get to the point where I'm like, all right, I gotta manage this and do that and go do that and do this, and eventually it's exhausting, and I'm like, I'm not enjoying this anymore. I don't know. Am I alone? Am I the only one? Is that a thing?
I don't think you're the only one. I think everyone kind of plays it like that. You know what I noticed is I think guys play it that way, and then girls play it a different way. Because I play The Sims way differently than Ginger does. Like, yeah. I'll do what you do. You know, you try and like, oh, I'm going to make this guy an astronaut, and he's going to be the fucking greatest. And she's just like, look, I can make these two people fight. And she has a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when I watch my girlfriend play The Sims, and she's just like, yeah, that one's you, that one's me, that's Monica, that's Jackie. Like, she makes all of her friends, and she's like, now watch as I ruin their lives. And I'm like, wait, huh? What? Hold on, something just diverged here that I don't quite understand.
Yeah, maybe I should just take a less optimizational. Like I try and min-max the shit out of everything. I'm always trying to like optimize and get the most out of every run, you know. And it's just maybe that I need to be a little more creative. I lack creativity, and this is something I've known my entire life. That's why I don't paint pictures. I'm like one of the only members of DLC who has no artistic talent whatsoever. I feel like everyone on DLC is like super talented when it comes to like, all of them can paint and draw.
I think we need to have a JimmyNavio creative stream.
No, that's
yeah.
Like I will literally draw stick figures, and
that sounds dope.
I'll write you a program.
Casually explained. All those videos are stick figures.
Yeah. I can talk all day, and I can write code and fix shit, but like
he's at least a multi-thousandaire.
You asked me, I can't close my eyes and picture a pink elephant. Like I see nothing. I cannot visualize things. Like I can't I don't dream. I can't remember the last time I woke up and remembered a dream that I had. Like, my brain just doesn't work that way at all. So, mad props to anyone who has that creative bone in their body, and I think that probably has something to do with why I couldn't play Minecraft. I played Passport Out once, and I drew dicks. Like, that's the extent of my creativity. But I envy people. Like, I see people who put, like, hundreds of thousands of hours into Minecraft and build an entire metropolis, and I'm just like, dude, I played that game for, like, 10 hours, and I built a little dirt mound and killed a couple cows, and I was done playing the game. Like, it's like, okay, cool. I think that's why I've never played that farming one that I can't remember the name of tonight.
Stardew Valley.
That one, Stardew Valley.
You played it on a shotgun.
Yup.
Yeah, and I never played it again.
It's fun as fuck.
It is.
You just have to have some time.
Yeah. So since we did kind of, go on a tangent, and so yeah, like Minecraft is a good example of that, because it was this small title, and then a lot of these YouTubers jumped on it, and it blew up, and now it's why Marcus Pearson is like the most, like, one of the richest guys of this day.
Which is awesome, and I'm glad that YouTubers and these big Twitch personalities are able to expose some of that content. But at the same time, sometimes it's a bit frustrating, only because it gets disseminated down to everyone else. Like, I get DMs from people all the time telling me to play shit. Like, you should play House Flipper. I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna play that game. Like, I'm never gonna play that game, probably. Like, sorry, but that guy played it.
Would you play House Flipper if it had a roguelike mechanic?
Well, does it not? Are the houses not random? I don't know. You should just play House Flipper right now, and I should eat my words.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Should do like a House Flipper speed run.
You could, Jimmy. You might have fun if you give yourself that kind of challenge.
What's that car one?
Oh, car mechanic?
Is
simulator?
It mechanic?
There's Jalopy, and then there's My Summer Car. And...
No, Car Mechanic Simulator. That's the one I was thinking of. I want to play that. That one actually looks pretty legit. Like, it looks pretty in depth. Like, I feel like you could actually learn some shit from this game. You're all into those sims. What's your favorite sim, Meshyf?
American Truck Simulator.
Is it really that good?
It's not, but it is. There's something special about driving across the U.S.
Just a man in his truck.
I need you to try your best right now to explain to me why the fuck that game has so much appeal. Because there's people who stream that and have hundreds of people that watch a dude virtually drive a truck around.
Yeah, no, it's I think it's the freedom of the open road, or like the dream of that, like, I'm gonna go be my own boss. I'm gonna haul, motherfucker. Like, I think it's a little bit of that. There is some stuff, and surprisingly, it's fucking super hard to back the goddamn trailers up. I think that's a little bit of the appeal.
So, like, if someone's just a mad boss at backing up trucks, it just immediately garners a certain level of respect.
Yeah, at least a little mini chub going on.
A mini chub. Nice.
I don't know. I like sim games. Sim games are fun. They allow you to do something that you couldn't do. That, or like take Flight Simulator, like Microsoft Flight Simulator, for example. Like, that's a great game that has no anything. There's no point. But you can take it as seriously as you want. Like, you can grab a flight chart, plot a map, and like do everything that you would normally do to fly a plane in that game. Or you can get on and go yell at people in online lobbies and fly around in hot air balloons and run into people.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Maybe I need to get into more simulators. You know what I used to be super into that I'm not so much. I still really like them, but when I started streaming, I haven't played them as much. but my dad used to play them all the time, and I'm actually really good at them. Maybe I should stream sometime. Is pinball games.
Pinball's great.
Dude, I own like Pinball FX3 or whatever, and like I own like 30 tables or something. I used to play a pinball a lot.
Yeah.
I had this game made by
Pinball
Sierra.
is just good.
Sierra made this pinball game back in the day. I forget what it was called. I need to find it. I think I might own a physical copy still.
Space Cadet all day.
Space Cadet. Dude, I used like virtual pinball games. I was this close to building, like buying a 40-inch screen and building it into a wood cabinet vertically and creating my own like pinball, like virtual pinball machine. I still might do it. Like that's one of my dreams, is to build my own virtual pinball machine. It might happen, but that's a genre that
I thought you didn't have dreams.
I don't have dreams in my sleep. I have aspirations.
They're not dreams because he goes out and fulfills them.
Yeah, it's just
Dreams or goals or dreams with a deadline, asshole.
sounds like work.
So, back to Media View, because I was just browsing Steam and I realized there are some insane fucking sales going on right now. Dragon Ball Z's on sale. I think that's the first time Fighter Z's been on sale for that much. It's 30% off. That's a great fighting game. I watched Battle Athlete play that quite a bit. Okami is on sale, 40% off. This one right here, this is a must buy right here. 85% off for Sleeping Dogs. If you ever felt like you played GTA 5 and there was just something missing from GTA 5, buy fucking Sleeping Dogs and play that shit. I played the entire campaign on stream. It's one of the few games that I've actually played beginning to end on stream because I had a blast with that game. I still want to go back and finish all the side quests. That is worth every penny of $4.50. Pork bun is a thing. You need to go get yourself some pork buns and play that game. $4.50, there is no excuse for you. That's so many hours of content, and it's a blast to play. Stream that shit, play it, do the side missions, and it's the definitive edition, so it has all the special events, like the gold events that are like really hard to beat. I got real salty one night doing that butcher knife fucking gold event. I literally played it for like 6 hours until I just grinded it because I was so mad that I couldn't beat it. So it's hours and hours of good content, good writing. The voice acting is pretty solid. It's a fun game. A lot of people might argue that the fighting and the car mechanics and some of the gunplay and stuff, the cover system is better. It rivals GTA. Let's just put it that way. So check it out. Blaze Blue's on sale. It goes on sale pretty often though. That's not. Ooh, Kerbal's 50% off. Dude, there's so many good sales. It's not even like a summer sale or anything.
Not yet.
Does anyone know? This is like the preemptive. This is.
Yeah.
So is Staxel like a voxel farm? It looks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you basically explain the entire game.
Early access sandbox simulator multiplayer. There it is.
No thanks.
There it is. Early access. Vietnam. Urgency. Yeah, dude. Holy cow. There's some deals. I might pick up Okami. That game, I've never played it, and it's always looked really interesting. Have you
It has a beautiful aesthetic.
Yeah,
the art in it is amazing.
How's the how does it feel? Have you played it?
I haven't played it.
Oh.
I
No,
just watched
okay.
people play it.
Yeah, no,
And from what I
the
watched, it was a great sight to behold.
the aesthetic is insane. I agree.
Okay, there is a lot. Remember last week we were talking about the controversy and all the stuff about the sexual content on Steam?
Yes.
There's a bunch of that shit on sale right now.
Oh, really? Did you go to like see more on the sales?
Yeah, you do browse all, and the top ones are like honey pop crap.
Mine doesn't have that. What are you browsing?
It's just a recommended tab. I don't know.
Look, if we let Steam go after the honey pops, then they're gonna go after the Sakura spirits, and before we know it, they're going after every visual novel game.
Yeah. It's a slippery fucking slope.
There's a game on Steam.
slippery, sexy slope.
There's an upcoming game on Steam called Bitcoin Trading Master Simulator. Yes.
Now how's that not already a thing?
Upcoming is
And
such
it's
a
in early access.
like we talked about before. Upcoming is such a weird category because there is no sorting whatsoever. Like some of the shit that shows up in upcoming, I'm just like, how is this?
I remember when Steam used to be games that you had heard of.
Yeah. I haven't heard. That's a good point. I have not heard of a single one of these games.
Here's
Yeah,
one.
see, and
Oh,
it's
69
weird
cents.
too. Oh, go Meshyf.
Oh, I found a great one right here. My name is Mayo. It's a sim game about opening a can of mayonnaise.
That one's gonna go viral.
Why?
Let's
69 cents. It's possible.
make this go viral.
I feel like I've seen that can of mayonnaise.
There's why are there skins? This Mayo has a grenade with a hat and a chain and a piece of cheese on it. The fuck? Oh,
I don't know. I feel like it's too meta to really go viral.
yeah, you're probably right.
Because when you're the first to the genre and you pull it off right, then you go viral like I Am Bread.
Yeah, or the goat one.
Yeah,
Goat
Goat Simulator.
That's a great game though.
Unrelated, the house payment will be late. What? How much did you buy?
Oh, that is not the type of game I like to play.
Anyway, I don't know. It's weird. I feel like things are in a weird place. Especially, did anyone even follow E3? Anyone have it? Did anything like mind blowing or exciting come out of E3 yet?
No.
The most recent stuff I've seen that has been exciting, that people are waiting for E3 for more news, is the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee
Oh yes.
and the new Fallout 76, which I've been telling everyone the new Fallout 69 because they misremember it and they start to think that's what it is. And I find it really funny when they start telling other people that that's the new game.
I bet if you Googled Fallout 69, you'll get a couple hits.
Fallout Rule 43, 34, 43, 40,
42.
42. I'm old. Don't pay attention to me. There was one thing I was gonna... James, what was the other thing I was gonna fucking talk to you about? Do you remember? I think I mentioned it before.
We were talking about social influencers before we came to this topic.
We were. So I have mixed feelings about it. That was my point. But I don't know if you guys have any words on that.
I mean...
Yeah.
As someone that does get keys from these game companies trying to sell their games, it kind of makes sense. Like, I don't shill these games because they don't give me money and I don't ask for it. I go purely off of ad revenue. But it is, since I do have a level of views that I can almost guarantee, like per video, I can't guarantee sales of anything. I can just guarantee eyes on it.
Eyes, right. Yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to.
Because
I don't
a good
care. I mean, the thing about having like an influencer or something like that, or paying someone to play a game, fine, as long as the viewership will only put up with so much of it, you know. So as long as they're willing to watch, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Like a good example of it for a game that I wouldn't have known about until an influencer told me. Like months ago, like, let's see, how far was this? This was my freshman year of college, so almost 2 years ago. I was watching Total Biscuit and he showed me this little game called Minion Masters. And now here I am,
Oh,
years
shit.
ago, still playing it.
I guess that's...
It works for the good, it works for the bad, but generally it's okay.
Why'd you have to say Total Biscuit?
I know.
In
In my head, I was like,
one game that he introduced me to was Space Marine. Like, that's one of my favorite all-time. Like, if you've never seen it, go watch Total Biscuit's review of Space Marine. I've never seen someone that happy to play a video game in my life, and it's a great homage to him. That was the first video I ever saw from him, and I was like, all right, this dude's awesome. Like, look it up. Just look up Total Biscuit Space Marine, what the fuck. And he told me to buy No Man's Sky, and I'm still mad about it.
I bought a PlayStation 4 just for No Man's Sky. Still.
I heard it got way better though, and they're adding multiplayer.
I refuse.
Come
Fuck
on,
them.
Meshyf.
No.
Yeah, they're adding free DLC. But what gets me the most is that they said we're adding multiplayer, which means they lied to me at the beginning.
Yep.
And they said multiplayer is gonna be there.
Yep.
They went out and said we lied. It wasn't there.
Yeah. No, I guess I'll have to. I mean, a lot of it just comes down to the community, because there's some communities that are definitely better than others. Like, some of them have a reputation for being kind of toxic and kind of annoying. Like Crips community at times can be kind of like, you know, he'll review a game and then they'll just like show up and shit on the whole like game and the community, and then they'll like. So I guess it goes both ways.
Oh yeah, I remember they flooded everyone that was streaming Minion Masters at the time and just shouting play to win, play to win.
Yeah. So I get why they exist and why they have to do what they do and why people are interested in it, but some of the fallout from big streamers playing games that no one would otherwise care about, like, I could do without it. But that being said, I have to agree with James. I would have had no idea that Moonlighter existed if there weren't people streaming it.
You got influenced.
I did. I got influenced. God damn it. I'm just another cog in the machine.
Yep. Pay up.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, because there's some people where they look to these influencers as purely, I respect their opinion, so I want to see what they say about something before I like decide if I want to buy it myself.
Right.
And then there's the people that blindly follow everything that person does, like a sheep. And then that's when it goes to like that whole different extreme. Because it's like what was it? Dead by Daylight on release. It was really bad. But if you were a streamer playing with your other streamer friends and you're all having a great time because you're all entertainers, you know how to like have fun, it makes it puts the game in like a better light than it probably was.
Right.
Because now it's
and
still
you're
a fun
kind of
game.
referring
But...
to like NLSS, right? Like the way that they all kind of get together and play a game and have like, a podcast while they're doing it. All of it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely love it. I found out about that because of Cobalt Streak, because he's a guest on there every once in a while.
It was actually funny. Like years ago, I would watch Rockley Smile, and I completely forgot he existed until I started watching the NLSS again, and I was like, "You exist."
No. For anyone who doesn't know, just go on Twitch and search for Northern Lion, they actually have a website with their schedule on it. It's NLSS. I don't know. You can Google it.
Careful, Jimmy. They're streaming right now. Everyone's gonna leave.
No, go. Honestly, go watch them, because like it's
for the better entertainers.
I've talked to James and Meshyf and some people about doing some episodes like that. If there's a game that we all decided on that we want to try out and play together and kind of go through it together and whatever, I might steal their format. You know, who cares? I'll say it right now. It's a great format. Like.
Yeah,
so,
my favorite part of the format is how Nick himself is like, what was it? No, wasn't Nick? It might have been NL, who was like, the reason each segment is only an hour is so that each time I tell these people to buy a game, they still have an hour to refund it.
There you go.
Ooh. That vocal.
So the other thing, I remember what it was. I have never played a Dark Souls game, ever. Should I start with the remastered?
No.
Why?
Because pretty much, like, I was watching, who was it? I was watching Gator Pete this morning. The Gator gets me. So we were, essentially it's Dark Souls remastered, and they didn't fix anything else.
They just made it look better.
They just made it look better.
They didn't like upgrade the engine or mechanics or anything.
So you can only roll in 4 directions. So basically all the stuff people didn't like about the original Dark Souls is still there. It just looks better.
You're making me want to play this.
So I should just play Dark Souls 3?
Pretty much. But Steam sale, so if you could get Dark Souls 1 or 2 for like the original one for like $5, that's when I would say go ahead and buy it.
Dark Souls 3 is pretty amazing. No, I watched some parts of it on stream and it was amazing. I'm
in the sale and I typed Dark Souls Remastered. Everything came up. But I'm in the sale, so it came up with Chronicles of a Dark Lord, Tides of Fate Remastered.
Now that sounds like a good game.
Some JRPG maker game. Oh, and it's age restricted too. This has got to be awesome.
So Gator Pete, now that you're here, James dropped some sad truth bombs on us. Apparently Bless Online, the US version, is a giant pile of dog shit. And everyone who bought it has pretty much agreed that you should refund it until they fix it. So that being said, we're not playing Bless Online. But that also being said, James has agreed potentially to play Moo Legend with us. So we might be playing some more Moo Legend. I never agreed to that. Lies!
I didn't flat out agree. I said I would consider it.
He's like, I might consider downloading it. You always gotta have a way out.
No, maybe one midnight when I'm like, man, I wanna play a game right now.
Dude, we're gonna do it. It's a lot of fun. It felt grindy, but not too grindy. And they have like free. When we were playing it, it was like a free dungeon weekend. So all the dungeons we just like played a bunch of dungeons. We were able to grind them. Uh-oh. We lost to Meshyf.
I've been decapitated.
But hold on, this will be a good test. Let's see how well my
the darkness. Hey, it works. Oh, hold on. Hold on, Jimmy disappeared. It's that house payment. House payment got him. Questionable Ginger was like, you spent the money on what? And then he was gone.
There we go. I'm back. Am I here? Yeah, I'm here. I think I'm here.
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. We lost Meshyf. What happened, buddy? If he comes back, I can... But no, that's good, because I wanted to test my different scene views. So... I'm one of those guys that kind of feels like I need to play the other ones first, though. But that's not true of, like... I guess, like, you don't have to go play every Zelda game to appreciate the new Zelda game, so...
You don't.
Is there any type of continuous plot or any... Am I going to be missing any, like, essential lore or anything by... Does the game even have lore? I guess I should...
Dark Souls has a ton of lore, but it's the type of lore that you have to, like, search for yourself. Because it's like all the items have lore. So, like, every time you pick up an item, you can read the description and it tells you stuff. But as for storyline, I think it's all, like, general. You're like the guy that's gonna go kill these bosses and then do the thing to, like, save something.
Okay.
I remember, like, watching a video about the lore for Dark Souls 3, and that was basically it. There was some depth to it, but essentially it was, yeah, you're the guy, you're gonna go kill these guys and then do a thing.
You're the guy, go kill the guys and do the thing.
Basically, yes.
All right. I'm gonna fix you a bit. You're a little small now. This view is not as optimized for whatever reason. There we go. That's better.
Yeah, and then I would just say, like, with Dark Souls 1 and 2, at the time, they were probably really good, but the general opinion, like, right now is a lot of them were difficult, not because it was a hard game, but because the mechanics were hard, just because, like, stuff wouldn't work, like, sometimes.
Okay. I'm gonna send Meshyf a message real quick. I didn't know if he had a Sheefs beef or anything. We never
Yeah, he said he wanted to do one live.
Yeah, and he fell off the planet. I don't see him in chat either, so I'm sending him. I'm a fucking idiot. That's his response. Do you need another invite? I think we are ready for the Sheefs beef.
Like it was funny. I remember watching a Dark Souls speed run.
Yeah.
And then the entire speed run got ruined because there was a boss that you fight, and in the room there's pockets of lava on the ground. And where the speedrunner stood was a spot that was clearly on land, but under it was lava. And the game decided, yeah, that lava, the collision box extends above where you're standing, so you die.
Damn. See, stuff like that, yeah.
It's like, if you're gonna remaster, if you're gonna remaster the game, that's probably something you should fix.
True. Yeah. And that's one thing Gator Pete always emphasizes, like, it's artificially difficult because you have to learn all that stuff the hard way and work around a bunch of shitty glitches and mechanics and stuff. But DS fanboys don't want anyone messing with their baby. I mean, I get it. I see the argument because sometimes it is a valid argument. A good example is Quake 3. Quake 3, the physics engine in that game is all kinds of broken and exploitable. But it was broken and exploitable in a fun and interesting way that made things possible. Like, there's an entire genre. If you go on YouTube and you Google Quake 3 trick jumps, like, there's whole videos of people doing these insane, like, trick jumps. The people who made the game never anticipated that those were possible. But people just found ways to exploit the mechanics in the physics engine, you know, like bunny hopping and speed jumping, and like, there's these special jumps where if you hit the ground just right, you'll bounce. But like, it's this, like, there's all kinds of crazy fucked up physics in that game, and they left them because, like, and because they left them, people have been able to, like, explore that even further and just, like, find all these crazy ways to take advantage of the guns and the mechanics and the physics and all that stuff.
It's like the Doom speed run. People notice, like, hey, these parts of the geometry interact really weird if you jump on them. Like, you gain, like, a bunch of momentum. Right. And what people did was they found the same geometry at the beginning of the first mission, so that if you went to this one spot, like right at the beginning of mission 1, and you jumped at the correct spot, you'd basically hit the odd geometry, jump up with a bit of momentum, hit another weird geometry spot, and it would fling you across the entire map. Yeah, exactly. You would go out of bounds, you would walk back into bounds, and then be done with the mission in like 4 seconds. So yeah, at that point the argument becomes, is that a part of the game now? Or should the developers fix that because it's a bug? So, like, I can kind of relate to the Dark Souls community. Like, the game is what it is, and there's certain things that they found that, like, oh, you know, they've learned the bugs, they've learned the exploits, they've learned the shortcuts. And so if they come out the remastered version and they fix all that, you're going to piss off a lot of the hardcore fans that expect certain things to be certain ways. And that's exactly a good example of that is Quake 4. So in Quake 4, they fixed a lot of the mechanics from Quake 3 as far as, like, rocket jumping and speed. You could still do it, but it was, like, way different. Bunny hopping was different. Like, the physics, like, a lot of stuff just did not feel the same. So Quake 4's multiplayer, like, died immediately. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Quake 4 had a multiplayer. No one fucking played it because it was inferior to Quake 3, because Quake 3 was such a, like, people had been playing for so long and they'd mastered all these skills, and then Quake 4 was like, no, cool, we did this. And they finally learned their lesson, and now Quake Champions has actually they've embraced a lot of those original mechanics, and they did it in a smart way. What they basically did was
a lot of those mechanics that were in Quake 3, they have assigned to different characters. So, like, for example, they did tone down the bunny hopping, but there's one character who doesn't lose any speed from bunny hopping, just like in the original Quake 3. So if you want that mechanic, you can play as that character and still have the ability to just fly around the map really fast. But there's trade-offs. He has like way less health than the other characters. So they found fun ways to like incorporate those original mechanics, but also like kind of do it in a modern way where different characters have different skills and mechanics and stuff. So which I thought was kind of cool. I don't know. I like Quake Champions. A lot of people don't seem to agree with me, but I think it's a good game.
And then a good
it needs more
counter-argument.
maps.
A good counter argument that I saw about the difficulty of the original Dark Souls, you can break the game purely unintentionally because there's a weapon you can get as a drop just by chance that does a ton of damage, and just by upgrading it, the damage like scaling on it was stupidly strong. So
Yeah.
you would just like, 3-shot bosses and it would make the game extremely easy. So it's like, why keep that in and then still like say that it's like this ultra difficult game?
But that's still something that has to be learned and exploited though, right? Like,
Yeah, but when I saw it, it was, when you think of exploit, you think of people purposely doing something. When that happened, it was just a random drop and you're like, oh cool, this is a cool weapon, I like it. And then just by playing the game how you normally would and upgrading the weapon, it gets stupidly powerful.
yeah.
Because that's just how like they balanced it, which was not well.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we need to get Ring of Favor in here. F-Aver. We need to get him in here because I want his opinion. I'm going to have to get him on the podcast. Because he would probably tell me to play the first one, maybe. I don't know. But I need, because he's a diehard Dark Souls fan. Praise it, because it must be praised. No one will ever do it justice like he does. He's still on the mend. I know that podcast he did took a lot out of him, but by the way, we got a host earlier from Lullable. I did see that pop up. Thank you so much. Welcome anyone who came from Lullable's channel. We were talking about the Dark Souls remaster and whether or not I've never played a Dark Souls game, so I'm trying to decide if I should start with the remaster. And so far, 2 people have told me no. So everyone just says no, just play Dark Souls 3 or play Bloodborne. I would play Bloodborne, but did they make a Bloodborne, like, did they remaster it for PS4 or anything?
I don't think so.
I do not. My PS3 only works like half of the time, so if there's a Bloodborne for PS4, I might be down to play that.
It is for PS4.
Oh, it's a PS4 exclusive. What am I thinking?
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, I could have swore
Why
that
did
was
I think that was a PS3 game? Did that come out like in the early days of PS4?
I think it did. That was like one of like.
Did it come out for PS3 as well, though?
I don't think so.
What am I thinking of? There was a game that came out for PS3 and then got re-released on PS4. I don't know why I thought that was Bloodborne. It was early PS4. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, guys. Don't pay attention to this old man.
Yeah, it was like the killer app you were buying the PlayStation 4 for.
I bought
wow,
a
that's not
PlayStation
awful.
4 because I needed a Blu-ray player. So
Yeah, it's cheaper. Cheaper than an actual Blu-ray player.
no, honestly, like my PS3 was because my parents went through 3 Blu-ray players in the time that my PS3 outlived like 3 or 4 of their Blu-ray players. Like it was a solid piece of hardware. So when PS4 came out, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be my media. Like it does everything, you know. It's got all the apps that I use, like Netflix and HBO, and it's got the Blu-ray player, and I might buy a game or two. Like I've never been a console. Okay, I take that back. I started like obviously with Nintendo and Super Nintendo. As soon as I bought my first computer, I almost completely stopped playing console games. I like jumped headfirst into PC gaming with like Warcraft 2 and Counter-Strike 1.5 and then 1.6 and So I am really out of the loop on console shit, which is another thing that I do not have in common. There's quite a few DLC members who play a lot of PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah, Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, I watched most of the Lux stream of that. I think that's a game that I could get Lady Navio to sit down and play through with me. It's very cinematic.
She would probably like it, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
because I know a lot of people that didn't like it. Their main criticism was, it's not a game, it's basically like an interactive movie. And it's like, well, you're still playing it and enjoying the story, aren't you?
Yeah, that's kind of
like
the point.
Like, it's still entertainment.
Right. And I really like how they I like the mechanic they use as far as like pathing. I like that as soon as you complete a section of the story, like the parts you missed.
Yeah, because it's like it's like do 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 do, and it shows you your entire storyline, and it's like, here's the stuff you didn't do, and it like branches those paths.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's really nice. And I like how in Detroit, the choices you make actually have consequences later in the game.
Right.
Because it was cool, because I watched 2 playthroughs. So this might be a spoiler. If you don't want to hear this, guys, this is a spoiler for Detroit Become Human, if you didn't watch the thousands of streams that happened over the past week. Where there's a character you can convert towards the middle of the game at a warehouse. And if you convert him, he's going to help you later on. And the way he helps you is you never see him after that point. And later in the game, you come to a decision where you can choose to sacrifice your character to basically like promote that androids like should become free, and he'll get shot. And if you decided to save that character, he shows up to save you, but in return he dies. But if you didn't save him, then your main character dies, and that's the end of his story.
Wow. Thanks for spoiling it, asshole. Nice. You warned us.
I did, because that is like the middle of the game. Like, you don't even like, if he dies there, you do miss like the entire like rest of the game.
That whole story arc is just done.
Your choices actually matter a lot.
That's cool. Well, okay, I guess I don't need to play that game. Thanks. He said, spoiler, take your headphones off, asshole. By the way, Meshyf,
oh, wait, go, Jimmy.
Are you done being on the podcast? You don't want to come back? We can bring you back on if you want. Were you going to do a Sheefs beef? Anyway, finish, James.
And Meshyf, this as well. I spoiled a ending. There's a lot. And that's like a bad ending that you probably don't get unless you like do it intentionally. Because a lot of people do save the dude just because they're like, I'm the good guy and I want to like save all the people. So you save them anyway.
Yeah.
Because I saw someone do like no, I'm evil, I'm not gonna like save anyone, and it's like gross. Like, it doesn't, like, watching someone do that, I didn't like it. I couldn't sit there and like watch it. It felt like sickening to like let this happen just because of how they like made the game.
Yeah, some of the stuff was pretty gnarly, man. Like the whole controversial like father-daughter story arc where the android takes the daughter away.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty early on, some of that was pretty intense. I feel like that could trigger some people.
Yeah, like, I don't even have to spoil it. I can just say what leads up to it, because it is the beginning of the game. It's you get the message. The father tells you, stay here, don't move. And if you stay there and don't move, and you let the father go upstairs to the daughter, and you don't do anything, something bad happens, and it's awful.
Yeah.
But some people wanted to do that evil playthrough, and I gotta say, I don't think it's worth it.
You're like, yeah, I feel kind of dirty. I think I'm gonna go take a shower now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Game's getting too real, starting to feel bad.
Yeah, especially with how good it looked. Especially the guy that makes those games, I don't know why he likes to do that. He does use like real like people, like in the game.
Right.
So it does kind of make you uneasy too if you do know those actors like in real life.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. I'm gonna bring Meshyf back on for some Sheefs beef. Tell all your friends. Hide your kids, hide your wife. If you've been waiting for Sheefs beef, you better get on in here. It's probably one of the best parts of this podcast. I wish I could take credit for it, but I don't know if he has a pre-recorded one. I think he's got something live prepared. So I'll be right back. We're going to bring him on in here in a second.
Meshyf, did you see that on
All
stream?
right, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shirt is an awful chroma color. I blame him for that. And I
Meshyf
switched
isn't
scenes
feeling
too
good.
soon, so that was my bad. We're back. All right.
So the reason why I dipped out, it wasn't the router. I accidentally went into big picture mode while I was looking at the Steam store, and shutdown in big picture mode doesn't shut down big picture mode.
Oh yeah.
It pulls up the screen with multiple options.
Fucking piece of shit.
I don't know. I don't know why
you chose
they
the shutdown computer option.
Go to the very bottom. That's close.
I don't know who was in charge
Shut
of that.
it down.
But putting a big power button in the top right corner that actually shuts down the PC wasn't that smart to do.
No, but it pulls up the menu.
It's awful. It's all bad.
I blame you.
Because when you're not thinking about it, you just, oh yeah, I'm gonna close big picture, and then, oh wait, my PC's shutting down. Why?
The fucking thing is going down.
But you have to admit, it's super convenient when you're in your living room.
That's why. That's why I assumed they did that.
Yeah.
Because
I use it before I got my Steam Link and I had my laptop hooked up in my living room to play games on. I could just be like, shut down computer, and I could be done.
Mhm.
And Steam Link, you can do it too. You can actually like straight up shut your computer down from your Steam Link.
Yeah.
And if you have Wake on LAN set up, you can actually boot your computer up from Steam Link if you know how to set it up right.
Well, that's cool.
So that's a thing. But so it does have its merits, but I can see how it could. Yeah, it's not.
Well, when you're going, God damn it, I didn't mean to open this fucking thing, and then you immediately go to close it.
Yeah,
Swear to
that's
God.
better.
It's not perfectly centered. I can't do the beef. Sorry.
All right. Do you have content for me to pull up? Do you have a link or anything, or is this just a rant?
No, it's just a rant.
All right.
I've been so busy with work. There's no way.
We'll
rant away.
we'll just stay in all chat mode then.
Okay.
This is Sheefs Beef. Here, we at least show the icon for a second here.
What? Okay. Well, you have it, right?
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
It's Sheefs Beef. It's Sheefs Beef. You need to contact Swa about writing you a Sheefs Beef exclusive track.
I need to get that sweater. I need that in my life.
Dude, you need to wear it during the Sheefs Beef segment. What are you doing with your life?
It's under $30. I'm hoping to win it on Gator Pete's 30 on stupid shit under $30.
Yeah. Oh, you put it on there?
Oh yeah. It's like right away.
That's a good one. Yeah, by the way, DLC member Gator Pete, if he's still here, we'll do a little shout out to him. He's doing a really cool contest called, what is it called?
Stupid shit under 30.
Stupid shit under 30. He has a channel on his Discord where you can propose stupid shit that people can win that's under $30 on Amazon.com. And so he's gonna do a raffle, and the winner's basically gonna get one of those items. It's a fun idea. Did he say he's gonna do a few winners? I don't remember what he said. But...
I don't know. I think we're all gonna vote on it, and then we're gonna see. Because we're gonna vote. He's gonna buy it, and then he's gonna ship it out.
Yeah.
So.
Also, speaking of giveaways, and when I say we, I mean James and I did a.
By James, he means just me.
Hey, wait a minute. We're both invested. We both fronted like $50-$60 to do a pretty gnarly giveaway. We're giving away a $50 Amazon gift card, $50 Steam gift card, and a $10 Steam game. So there's a total of $110 on the line in prizes, cash money. So, and first place actually gets the choice of Amazon or Steam if you'd prefer to get Steam gift card instead, but you can buy a Steam gift card on Amazon, so it really doesn't matter that much. But yeah, so first place Amazon gift card, second place Steam gift card, third place Steam game. So yeah, we're trying to promote our channels and promote the podcast and stuff. So make sure You go and you click a couple buttons and you try and win some shit. And tell all your friends too. You get 1 entry for every friend you tell, and there's no limit. So go spam it on some giveaway forums or some shit. Who cares? Just get some free entries.
Just dump it in Cheap Shark all day.
There you go. All right. It is time for what at least 2 of you in chat have been waiting for. Sheef, bring the beef.
Ones of people. Okay, this week on Sheefs Beef, we're talking about something that is starting to see a little bit more controversy, something that people are getting around more. The Twitch booby streamers, or I don't want to say the word. I don't know if I can say the word. Can I say the word?
Well, as long as you're not calling them that, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
you can talk about the word.
Yeah. Okay. So the
TOS.
word is Twitch thoughts.
Right.
Okay. So it's if you guys don't know, there's a bunch of, if you didn't know, wink, wink, there's a bunch of booby streamers on Twitch that the real content isn't what they're doing or what they're saying or anything like that. It's just them wearing revealing clothing, doing basically nothing. There's a streamer that was featured on PewDiePie's latest video, not his latest video, this is like 2 weeks old, but she was featured and he's doing some Toby eye tracking. So he's like trying not to look at the booby streamer. And he called her a Twitch thought, and really there's a whole section just for that on Twitch, and it's time to just let's put a stop to this shit.
Well, that's why they changed the
Terms of service.
that was one of the reasons they said that they were changing the terms of service, was to hopefully combat some of that.
Yeah, but they don't if you're a partner, if you're an affiliate, if you just are on the way up, guess what? They're not going to enforce those fucking rules.
You think so?
I think so. Because you see it all the time. I mean, the one that he was talking about, she does nothing but that. Or there's the half-naked body painters and stuff like that. So
Now you see, body painters, I can get behind.
I mean,
The
that-
other one,
you can
the
get
other
behind
one,
them,
not so much.
James. You can get behind them.
That's an art.
You can make that argument, but we all know what people are there watching for.
So it's funny because there's actually been quite a bit of conversation in DLC about this, and there's actually some people on both sides of the fence, because there's always the argument of like, we're adults, who cares? And it's an 18 plus. If some kid is going and clicking 18 plus, sure, I want, like, I mean, that's on them.
That's not what's happening, though. It's not a bunch of 32-year-old. I mean, okay, maybe it is, but it's mostly like little kids trying to get their ding dongs off on the Twitch.
Yeah, but okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate in this one, and I'm gonna say, you as a father, would you rather they have, because if it's not that dude, it's the Victoria's Secret catalog, and if there's so many darker places that they could end up on the internet.
Sure.
If the worst that they do is go watch some chick with a low cut shirt on Twitch, like, really, like that, I don't know, like, I'd rather them be there than on the dark web or like, you know, trading thumb drives with who knows what on them. Like, at least it's out in the open. I don't know. Yeah, at least they're not over in 4chan B. Like, there's much worse places they could be.
You can make that argument that it's the lesser of two evils, but one of them is still evil, right? Like, it's not good content. It just isn't. We all know it's not good content. It is what it is, but it's not good.
See, the argument I would usually see is that a lot of people want it gone because they don't want that kind of association with Twitch.
I
Because
could see that.
It was funny. I remember, I forgot which IRL streamer I was watching, but he was out in Taiwan, and someone asked like, "Oh, what is this? What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I live stream to a website called Twitch." And it's like, "Oh, the cam girl site," because it was a little kid that had only ever had that association with Twitch. And other people, like, they don't want that kind of association coming up, because it already sounds kind of odd when you say, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" "Well, I stream myself." And they're like, "Oh, you're an adult entertainment? I don't need to know more." It's like, no. Play video games. And they're like, "Oh, It's not like that you're one rung up the ladder, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's the first beef. The second beef, and this is a big one too, the people who watch and donate to the booby streamers. That makes this one tough because these guys or girls or whoever the fuck these people are watching this stuff are in there, and there's an audience and there's a demand. So I mean, is the streamer that's just, you know, working with what they got, and
that's just capitalism, baby.
Yeah, is that such a bad thing that there's a market and they're trying to fill that supply and demand chain? So I think the viewers are just as bad too. Let's not judge too harshly here.
Gator Pete has given thousands of dollars to
hold on,
some spandex.
No, I mean, okay, so that's a problem too, because it's like there is porn on the internet, guys. Like, you don't have to come to Twitch for that stuff. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. ST Peach owns a few house payments. Oh.
Yeah, huge tracks of the man.
I'm assuming Miss Alligator Pete is asleep or not on the computer right now. Like, I think they're almost worse, because then when you go into those streams, and then what they do is they filter out, right? They find other female streamers and they expect the same thing from every female streamer, not just the booby streamer. They think all female streamers are like that, and that's fucking annoying too, because you could be having a good time and watching a stream and it just ground to a halt because some guy with his ding dong out is trying to get some action on Twitch.
The victimless crime.
No, it's like the definition of a victim crime.
Yeah, I think a good example of that was when I remember, like maybe a month or two ago, I saw some tweets on Twitter where it's essentially some streamers like were getting messaged like through Discord, and then they blocked them like after. But it's like sometimes the viewers like start making this type of like relationship that doesn't like exist in reality, that exists in their heads. Like, I've given you this money, so now we're invested in each other, when it's a one-way street type thing, like entertainer, consumer. But a lot of these consumers, they see it more like, I'm paying you money and now I expect something of you, like when I show up. And then that's when it gets really weird. Yeah,
there's a quid pro quo on Twitch.
But isn't that kind of their problem though? Like, that's exactly what, I mean, I hate to draw parallels, but let's talk about strippers. Their job is basically to make you believe that you have a chance of going home with her later. Like, that's literally what their job.
I mean, that's the same thing. They're doing the same thing on Twitch. They just can only show so much skin.
I think the issue comes from, like what Meshyf said, when they go to other female streamers and do the same thing. Because there are the female streamers that are on that hustle. They know what they're doing. It's like, I forget who, but I forget who did it. I know she, like, I remember her specifically because her logo was her name, but done in the same. No, her logo was her name, but it was in the same font as Brazzers. So that's why I remember it.
Nice.
But that entire thing is a personality she made up, because she's like knows that really well, like how to get these people to give her money. But then it's when you have someone with that like mindset, and then they go into a different female streamer stream and expect like the same type of stuff, and then they become toxic about it.
So sorry, go ahead, Meshyf.
No, I was gonna. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, was that it? Was there more to the second one? Was there?
No. I wanted to hear what you guys had to say. And what chat's saying. So far, chat's kind of split. I think Gator Pete is very adamant that it's okay on both sides.
So, an interesting person to bring in on this conversation, and I'm making notes here because there's stuff that I want to ask Favor and other people. So in this case, it's funny because I don't want to call her out too much, but Sammy, I'm a Samurai, a good friend of ours.
Are you calling her a thought?
No, god damn it, dude! How dare you?
clipped. Gonna send that to Cindy right now.
She actually has admitted that her guilty pleasure. There's a couple what you would call titty streamers that she is a fan of and watches on a pretty regular basis. There's been a couple people in DLC who admit that they have like girls in this category that they thoroughly enjoy watching, and they see nothing wrong with it. And so I don't know, like that's kind of why I was playing devil's advocate, because I mean if adults enjoy it, and if Twitch is going to say that they're going to open up their content to IRL and whatever, it's going to be a gray line. There's no way you're going to be able to stop all of it. I agree that some of the really nasty stuff, as far as like dudes expecting something for paying for it, that is inappropriate. Clearly, that should not happen on this platform. But that being said, the Luck Charm was telling us about, apparently there's another streaming site that is going to be game-ish centric, but it is going to specifically it's going to be targeted at like mature content, gaming content, streaming content, like, and hopefully that might entice some of these people away from Twitch. Maybe not Mixer, I forget what it was called. I'll have to ask Luck Charm, but she said there's like a specific, like, there's someone had Dixert. Plex Storm. Is that the one? Is that the real name of it? Everyone go Google it. I'm not going to do it.
No, I'm good.
Trickster. Let's come up with a name. If it's not out there already, we'll make it.
Okay, so I've got the answer if you guys want to know which one's the beefier.
So in my opinion, the bigger problem is probably the second one, only because it leaks out into other channels. Like you said, it affects girl streamers who have zero interest in doing that. If it was just those communities and they were self-contained and they were like doing their own shit off in the corner of Twitch, that'd be fine. But when those donators go to other female streams and expect the same content and the same treatment, so there has to be some type of consistency there. So I would honestly say the second one's a bigger problem. The first one, some people love it, some people hate it, some people complain about it. I've heard men and women, gay or straight, on both sides of the aisle. So that one, whatever. But the second one, I think the expectation of females on Twitch is the bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're right, Jimmy.
Yay!
They're obviously way worse. They're the beefiest. They're both really fucking close to each other, though. Let's be honest here.
It's like, who do you blame, the supply or the demand?
Is it the drug dealer or the druggie that you hate, right? But there's good and bad. I think that the streamers, the booby streamers that act like they're not booby streamers, are a problem. If you just own it, fine, go ahead, that's fine. And if you're a viewer that watches it and you just own it, that's cool too. But don't pretend like it's something that it's not. We all see what you're doing. So those are the beefs of the week.
I like it. That was a good thought-provoking discussion.
Oh, a thought-provoking discussion.
Oh, no!
Provoking thoughts, Jimmy? That's how you get banned.
You guys are trying to get me banned with all this shit, man. Yeah, so Lakill, JC stream next week. I'm going to superimpose half dirty, half window open bedrooms for me and Meshyf, so James feels like he fits in more.
It's not even that's full open, actually. It'd be unbearably hot in here if that window.
I'm gonna make him turn his camera off, and I'm gonna screenshot his background and put it for all of our backgrounds.
I like the random yelling. That's my favorite part.
One other topic that I wanted to talk about. Meshyf, if you want to drop off, you can. If you want to stick around, you can.
I'm gonna bounce. I need beer. Thanks, guys, for the beef.
Cool.
All right. See you, Meshyf.
See you in the chat.
Yo.
Let me switch over. Hey, that was pretty quick. I need to remember to switch to the BRB scene before I do that transition. I think that'll be good to do. One more thing I kind of wanted to talk about because it came up. Lady Navio and I were actually talking about this. It's been proposed many times. I've seen it. I've seen at least 3 or 4 comment threads, and maybe you guys can fill me in if you have more details on this. We were sitting at lunch at a spot that we frequent. It's close to where I graduated from college. It's a little like, I guess it's what you would call a gastropub. It's your typical like microbrewery, but they also serve like
Food.
they serve cheeseburgers, chicken strips, like pub food basically. And it's a really good spot. And we were in my hometown, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours from where I live now. We were back in my hometown taking care of some business. And we were having lunch, and we were trying to think of like some friends or some people that we could invite, or like that we could hit up and invite over to just have a beer and lunch and hang out and chat with. And we were realizing that like a good majority of our friends have moved away recently. Like a lot of them, you know, I've had friends move. One friend, my friend Tony, moved to Vegas to work for Tesla. I had another friend moved to San Jose. He's the guy I'm probably going to stay at if I go to TwitchCon. Another friend moved to Texas. Another one of my friends is in Bangkok. And I like literally no one was in town. And then we were kind of like having a conversation about, you know what, like other than like our handful of friends that we usually hit up, like we don't have a lot of new friends because like life happens and you get busy and you're doing stuff. And it's just like, we haven't just been out to do social things, and we're kind of agnostic as far as religion goes. So we don't have a church social circle. You know, I work for a small software company, and there's a couple people there that I get along with, but I'm not like super good friends with anyone there. She's going to school online full time. So we're just like, how do you make friends now?
Ooh.
And
You join Discord servers.
and so the point I'm getting to is she said there should be, and you guys are gonna know, you can probably finish the statement because I've seen many threads about this. Friender, yeah, there should be a Tinder app to find friends. And I was like, you have no idea how many times that statement has been said by various people. Like, I've seen a number of Reddit threads where it's like, JC Stream, dude, JC Stream, you're on a roll. Everyone's subbed. Drop all those buckets. With all the technology, and people have tried. I've seen a couple of them. I've seen, and some people say, "Oh, just use Meetup or just use there's that Neighbor app or Neighborhood or Neighbor whatever where you can like verify where you live and like meet people around you." It's weird. Yeah, she checked it out and she like removed her account almost like within the day. She's like, "This is weird."
Yeah, when you start verifying like your location and stuff, that's when it gets kind of dodgy.
Yeah. So, anyone have a good Next Door is Rad? Is that what it's called? Is it Next Door or is it Neighbor? Maybe it's Next Door. Tell me why Next Door is rad, Meshyf, because it felt creepy as fuck. Like we were like realizing it was straight up telling us where people were at, and like there was full blown conversations going on. And like some people were just gossiping with each other. Like it was really strange. I don't know if I want that future. I'll send you a thread of these fucking idiots that live in B-Town. Yeah, I mean, so my first question, is there an actual like Tinder for friends besides Meetup, besides all the ones that people say you can use to find friends? Is there like a straight up just swipe right if this guy looks like a dude you'd want to hang out with? Not for boning.
Not yet.
Well, that's the problem. Is like there have been a few in the past, and you read into them, and it's like, yeah, half the people on there are just trying to fuck. Like, you know,
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is you can't...
that's an issue with anything like of that nature. At some point, it's gonna deviate into, oh, if you're looking for hookups, there's this app that it was for this, but now people just use it for that.
Yeah. Nuclear Goo has the great solution, the cheapest solution by far. He said if the best way to meet new people is to have a kid. That is some good life planning.
He's not wrong.
Just pop out a few babies. You'll meet people that way.
You take them to kindergarten, you meet the other parents. Before you know it, you're having beers in their backyard.
So there is an app that I saw that it's speaking of babies, some people treat their fucking dogs like children. There is an app that is specifically for, you create a profile, but it's your profile and your dog's profile with like pictures, descriptions, like personality and all that stuff. And it's specifically for dog people to meet other dog people. And it has a GPS thing built into it. So like if you go to a dog park, it'll hook you up with other people at the dog park and like add them to your like, oh, you met so and so at the dog park last week. So it's an app specifically for, and I think that's the key. If you could take that idea, this is what I was thinking. Tell me what you guys think. I'm full of $1 million ideas tonight. If you took that idea, but you expanded it to have categories, so you made it more general, because really where a lot of relationships come from is shared interests, which goes back to your have a kid thing. The reason that you end up meeting these people is because you have kids the same age, you're going to activities together, you're going to school functions together, and eventually you just get to know these people. If you took that idea and you just expanded it a little bit, kind of like Meetup, but simpler, because Meetup is way too complicated. It needs to be like you choose your category, just like on Tinder, how you can choose your sexual preference. Like you can say, I'm a guy and I'm looking for girls. It should be, I'm a guy and I'm looking for dog people, or I'm a guy and I'm looking for musicians. And that way, like, you can at least choose one or two categories so that it'll start matching you up with people with shared interests, rather than just being like, Meetup is just basically a search engine with a bunch of events and people doing shit. It's not, it doesn't let you sit there and like swipe through individuals and decide, hey, I want, this guy looks cool. That guy down the street's been playing drums for 10 years. I'd like to meet him. James brings a baby. Oh, I can't hear you.
So this is my child.
There you go.
She just wanted to say hi by crying at the door.
Nice. Hello.
Oh.
I like your top bun going on there.
Yeah, her bangs, they go right here to her nose.
Hi. See if we can. You're not looking at me. Look at me.
Yeah, she's not.
Look this way. Hi.
You see that? I don't think she quite understands. But see, that proves the point. Kids bring people together because they're like, who is this?
So the moral of the story is continue to... Hi. There you go. I got a hi.
Mm-hmm.
The moral of the story is continue to overpopulate the world so we can be friends.
There you go.
Do something. Entertain us.
She's not a dancing monkey.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Stop grabbing the mic. That's precision equipment.
How old is she?
Less than a year. And she look at this baby. She's an absolute unit. Huge.
Yeah, some meat on those bones.
Oop. Hey, don't grab the pop
seeing
filter.
her hair is entertaining enough. Yeah, that's some good hair. He said less than a year.
Born in
So
August?
is that a niece? Is that a...
Yeah, this is my niece.
Okay. By the way, for those who don't know, when James isn't at school, he's a freeloader.
Yeah.
He goes home and lives with the fam.
I do.
So that's
all 8 of them.
That's yeah. No comment.
It's a very large family.
gonna make my usual racist comments about that, but I'll hold my tongue. Are you guys Catholic? That would be the trifecta.
Yes.
There
And
you go.
no. Grandparents go to church. Parents not so much. But still,
What?
like, we believe in the Lord. We just don't go to church.
A large Hispanic Catholic family. Never seen.
And we're checking off all those tick boxes.
I was Mormon, so I got out without an 8 siblings though. We had a small Mormon family, which is super rare.
Hmm. I plan to have 2, because growing up with 5, it's not fun. Neither is raising 6.
Yeah. Once you pass 2, though, it really just becomes like that's when you switch from man-to-man coverage to zone defense. So like after 2, like once you hit 3, it's really just all like kind of whatever after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 is a good number because then you could do like, especially like 2. In my opinion, my arrangement was perfect because it was me, and I had an older sister. She was 3 years older than me.
Oh, so was mine.
3 years is solid because when I was a freshman in high school, she was a senior. So we got to have a little taste of the high school experience together, but I wasn't like constantly living in her shadows. So like we had a little bit of time where it was fun because like a lot of her senior friends, like there was actually a lot of people my age that had siblings that were seniors. So there was kind of this camaraderie between like the freshmen and the seniors because we all shared a lot of siblings and friends and stuff. And there was that one year where we were all there together and then all of our older siblings left and we got to like, we didn't have to live in our sibling shadows for the rest of high school.
See, it's funny you say that because it was the same deal with my older sister. And I remember I was talking to her at the bus stop. And then when the bus came, I go to my seat and my usual friends are there that I see that take the bus. And one of them, my friend Jessica, she was like, "Oh, who's that cute girl you're talking to?" And I was like, "That's my sister." And then they were like, "Wait, you guys are related?" Because we, especially like going into high school, we did not look alike. I look the least similar to all of my siblings. Like if you look at this one, she's very light skinned, like me. Everyone else is dark.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Hashtag never tan.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my going back to what I was talking about before he distracted us all with Babyface. Can you dox her? What's her name?
This is Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Thanks and welcome to the stream, Aaliyah. As soon as you're old enough to talk, we'll have you on to answer some questions, and I'll pay you in rice cakes and snacks.
Oh yeah, that's what she eats. I mean, she talks now.
Yeah.
Can't understand her, but she speaks.
Well, once she can recite the Jabberwocky, we'll talk. It's my favorite poem. Give her Jimmy bucks. Does she take ducats?
Of course.
Drop the butts.
As long as she can eat them.
Can I eat ducats? So yeah, that's my $1 million idea. All you got to do is add categories and make it. If you can like choose like 2 or 3 categories at the most, make it real simple. So instead of like male seeking male, it'd be male seeking dog people, male seeking musicians, male seeking
Warhammer 40,000 people.
Yeah, like make it really simple where it's just a couple categories, and then
not even that. You could just do tags.
No, tags is even. I want it to be so simple that it's just like, what are the 3 interests you have and people you want to meet? Like those. I think that's where the friendship part comes from, is having the shared interests, and I think that's why like the dog app works.
Yeah, you both have dogs. Both have time to take them on walks. Why don't you do that together?
But other than that, it should be the simple swipe right mechanic. None of it, like Meetup. I've tried using Meetup and I don't like it. I don't like how it like blasts your email and it's like, hey, they're having a Meetup this week, and then like, I don't like the ecosystem on Meetup. It needs to be real simple. Just like, hey, this guy looks cool and he owns a chocolate lab. He lives 3 houses down. Swipe right. Like something like that. It's got to be category driven, interest driven.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know it's funny. I remember my senior year, I was like, who are my friends and who do I just know because we go to the same school.
Right. Yeah, I mean, eventually those people drop off unless you actually have like a passion, like a shared interest in something.
Mm-hmm.
My meetups all go to the same folder, so even though I'm getting blasted, they are all in the same spot. Yeah, but then how do you like sift through those? Like as soon as you join, the problem with Meetup is as soon as you join more than one group, you're already getting way too many emails. So like if you have 2 or 3 different interests, like I joined a hiking group, and then I joined a shared workspace group, and then I joined one other one. And there's constantly just like, hey, we're having an open house wine thing at the shared workspace. Can you be there? And then, hey, we're going on a hike here. Or, can you be there? And it's just like, they like for one event, they're like sending out emails like every day reminding you, like, because they have control over. I guess I don't know how the back end of Meetup works, but I get blasted way too much by the groups that I'm a part of to the point where I just stop paying attention.
Mm-hmm. And then if you do meet people like in that, you're probably not going to like all of them. And then if they're always going to be there, it's going to be kind of awkward.
Right. And that's why people want the whole Tinder thing, because it's individual based. It's not group based.
Mm-hmm.
I was the head of a meetup group. It's awkward as fuck. Yeah.
Like I think I remember a popular Ask Reddit thread was, how does an adult make friends?
It's a real issue today. Apparently, like unless you're, I don't know.
It's like I remember this comic. It was like, my adult friends, a computer paired us up as roommates in college. So it's like those kind of connections that you make really keep on later on, and then usually everyone else kind of fades off.
Yep. Yeah, I think I talked to you more than half of my like friends from high school and stuff. Like there's a couple friends that I call on a regular basis. I have like 2 or 3 friends that I communicate very regularly with, that I've been friends with for most of my life. But as far as making new friends, it's a challenge. And I think there's definitely technology that could fill that gap, and no one's done it the right way yet.
And I think a big portion of that is, at what other times in your life do you spend that much time with people? Because like apart from work, which is usually like that 9 to 5 grind, you're not really hanging around with the same group of people like every day, 5 days a week.
Right. But there are those times like today when we were sitting there eating lunch and we were trying to find anyone to just come hang out and just like we texted Meshyf. Like he was one of the we were racking our brains like who could we invite over? Like if there was an app where we could be like, "Oh, look, there's these 3 people are, in Bakersfield and they're all interested in cats or computer science or music or whatever the fuck. Like let's invite them over to have lunch with us." Like there's nothing like that. 90% of human relationship is proximity. I agree. So let's broaden the. So all I'm saying is create an app that makes my proximity slightly larger. Right? That's all Tinder does, right? It just all Tinder does is make you fat. It makes you, instead of being in that club, I'm in this club, but everyone in the clubs around me knows that I'm in that club because it's proximity based.
Mm-hmm. There are pills that make your proximity larger.
So yeah, if there was an app that we could have pulled up and just been like, hey, these 3 people are within, they're in this neighborhood, it says they're within 10 miles and they like X, Y, and Z. Let's invite them over to lunch. Like that would be awesome. Maybe I'll make it. I'll make it myself.
Because I think apart from like your job, the only time you really meet people that become your friends is through hobbies. But if your hobby is singular, then that doesn't work out either.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, I know a lot of my friends I have on Discord, and I can call them my friends just because I talk to them like every day. but that's different than someone you actually know and can like call up and go somewhere like the park, or actually go like someplace physical.
Right. We got to solve this problem, guys. It's time. Time for the social revolution. Facebook is broken and nobody wants to use it anymore, and it's garbage. So someone make an app that doesn't suck for socializing. That is my challenge to the world. Maybe I'll do it myself when I decide to not be lazy and spend my time on Twitch all day. I think that was it. I think that's all that. Those are all the topics that I had on my docket.
Yeah, which is pretty good considering we didn't prepare anything.
Yeah. That one actually, I just remembered halfway through the podcast. I was like, oh yeah, we had that whole conversation about friendship apps. We actually Googled it too. We Googled Tinder for friends, and there was a bunch of websites, and they all recommended the same shit. They're like, use Meetup, use this, use that. It's just like none of those do what we want them to do.
Mm-hmm. Like if Minion Masters was a physical thing, and then I met Goo, that's far different than how I met Goo now, which is purely, and then we hang out on Discord.
Right. Yeah. It's a problem us nerds have, apparently. All those people who don't play video games, maybe they don't have this problem. Maybe they do. I'm just ones and zeros. He's not a real person.
Oh, no.
How many of you are AI being tested by the government?
That would be crazy. Imagine that could be the storyline for a book.
You're welcome.
A streamer that only streamed to one person, and that person was an AI.
See, that's our $3 million idea tonight. For all I know, everyone here right now is just AI.
Like that copy pasta.
Which one?
It's the streamer doesn't know, but like everyone in this chat is a bot. This is just me and my bot account to watch as I post this on my other account.
Oh, okay. I think I have seen it. Trying to think if there was anything else. I think that's it. We did a solid, what, 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of what we've accomplished here. Podcast number 4. Do you like my title, by the way, you guys? Best title ever.
Right on time.
we're so late. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was in my hometown dealing with some personal family business and stuff. So I'll try not to be late, but you know, life happens. I should be back tomorrow for a Thirsty Thursday, though. I would like to play some more Darwin Project, Rocket League, Duck Game, all the usual stuff we've been doing. Make sure we have our new deals channel. So if there's any super crazy like $1 multiplayer game deals, something we can try out on Thursdays, I'm always down to fuck around with some new games. So let's do it. Let's play some games tomorrow.
When the summer sale comes out.
Oh, yes.
Take up the reins, because now that he's gone, I'm going to have to be the one that sorts through those deals and see what to look for.
Who's gone?
The man, the myth, the legend. Total Biscuit.
Oh, yeah.
He did, because it's like you don't realize what's like, you don't realize like the hold they had until they're gone. So much content I got.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's a void there for sure. He was so genuine too. I loved the what the fuck is, because he would. I kind of structured my Shotgun Wednesday after his what the fuck is, to be honest, because I loved that he would boot up the game for the first time and start reviewing it right off the bat. Like, oh, game didn't load the first time. Oh, now it loaded and the music's too loud. Oh, like he would kind of like give you the most genuine, honest, like Or if he had been playing it before he started the review, he would always tell you that. Like, he'd be like, I did put in a few hours with this to figure out some of these mechanics, blah blah blah. These are the ones I like, these are the ones I don't like. But it was always so just like straightforward and genuine and like honest. And I appreciated that. So
It was good.
again, if you haven't seen it, go watch his Space Marine one. The Warhammer Space Marine review he did I think it's a really good homage to him, because it just shows how much he enjoyed what he did, and it's a really fun video. So pour one out again for Total Biscuit. I'm sure every time his name is spoken, we will all shed a tear and drop a few lols in chat. So did you see somebody?
Every time you see something funny, you'll remember that.
Did you see somebody proposed that they do a black and white lol? For like
in memoriam.
Yeah, that they make the lol black and white for like the rest of the year or something like that. I don't know if it got any traction, but I thought that was kind of a cool idea. Anyway, come back tomorrow, Thirsty Thursday. Oh, and one more time, tell everybody, one more week, the next podcast 1 week from now, we will be announcing the winner of the giveaway. I almost said 30. $50 Amazon gift card for first place, $50 Steam gift card for second place, and a $10 Steam game for third place. $110 on the line. All you got to do is follow me, follow James, check out his YouTube, check out my Discord, tell some friends. If you already did all those things, all you got to do is click the button, and it gives you your entries. It'll just sync up with your Twitch and your YouTube and see that you've already done it, and you'll get your points. So do it. Do it. Get your entries, because I'd really rather one of you guys who watches every week to win. I will be doing a random drawing, and you will notice when you click that link in big-ass red writing, I think a lot of these people who just farm giveaways are not going to catch that. You have to be here. So next week, if everyone who entered showed up, I'm going to have like 1,000 people on the stream.
It's not going to be that much, but part of the reason I said you should do that is because you kind of want to convert some of those people into returning viewers.
Right. So we got to up our game next week, guys. All mods on deck. We're going to have some good topics. We're going to have hopefully a solid Sheefs beef, maybe some guests, because we're probably going to have some new faces here. So let's kill it. Let's do a big giveaway stream and have some fun. But make sure you guys are entered. I really want one of you guys to win personally. If a stranger wins, I'm okay with it, but I'd rather give you guys $50 personally, because I love you. Thank you guys. Have a good night. And I might stream a little bit more. I'm going to end this stream, but I'm going to go check on Lady Navio, see how she's doing. She wasn't feeling good after the drive home, so I may or may not be back to play some Wizard of Legend or just kind of hang out and play some games, but we'll see. So let's see who's on. Maybe we can find someone to host. And stick around for a second. We might do a raid, but I'm going to throw up the end scene here. And have a good night. James, any final words?
No.
The best final word. That wins all arguments. You just, no. Yeah. There was something else. But I think, no. No is probably the best ending you could hope for. No. Good night, everyone. I'm going to go find someone to raid.